Organic growth is where we try and achieve growth inside of the organization. And there's some different ways that we might try and achieve that. The obvious one is through a growth in our own sales. So we could try and grow the business by trying to find additional customers for our products. So maybe we're using promotional techniques to try and grow our business. Maybe we're using changes in pricing strategy to attract existing customers. But if we achieve more sales, we have grown our business. So it's a method of organic growth. Linked to that, what we might do to try and stimulate growth on a slightly larger scale is that we might try and release new products onto the marketplace. Now, by having additional products in our portfolio, we may be achieving additional sales. So we're growing our business and we're doing it naturally and we're doing it organically by bringing out new product offerings for the market in order to secure greater levels of sales. What we might also do is try and take our existing product portfolio, but find new customers, new market segments that might be interested in what we sell. So we're trying to grow our business again, but we're doing it naturally through the sales of our own products, but potentially by finding different customers for those products. Now, they may be different customers from other market segments, or they may be different customers from other geographic markets. And with all of these early methods of organic growth, maybe it links a little bit with Ansof's matrix and the different growth strategies that Igor Ansof presented that firms may wish to adopt. The other way that we might grow our business organically, and maybe be able to grow it on a slightly more rapid rate than with our other methods of organic growth, is through the franchising model. So we may be able to grow our business rather than opening new stores and outlets that are owned and run by the organization. We may be able to find individuals that would be willing to start a franchise of our business. And so we could franchise out our business concept, our branding, our logo, our product range, and we might be able to achieve growth through other people starting their own organization, but paying a franchise fee to us and buying the product and the service and receiving the training and benefiting the marketing that we do. But it franchises out our business idea in order to achieve growth on a slightly more rapid scale. Now, there are some clear advantages to organic growth as a method of expansion. Firstly, when compared to mergers and takeovers, it is a far less risky proposition to grow organically. Rather than go through a multi-million or 100 million or £1 billion integration with another firm, with trying to find new customers, targeting new markets, releasing new products, even franchising out our business idea, the financial costs attached to it not working are not as great as the financial costs of a failed merger or takeover might be. Also, any costs that are incurred with organic growth can be spread over a longer period, unlike mergers and takeovers where the full cost of the takeover will come in one tranche. We've also got the idea that with mergers and takeovers, there's not going to be as much of a risk of problems following the growth. With mergers and takeovers, you're trying to bring the cultures of two organizations together, and that can have operations issues for the firm. It can have human resource issues for the firm as well. We don't embrace those, or we don't have to acknowledge those kind of concerns with organic growth. We're not trying to bring two businesses together. We're just growing our existing, probably successful organization. So a lot of the HR concerns attached to inorganic growth, we won't have to confront. But there are some limitations of organic growth. Firstly, can be a lot slower than inorganic growth. With a merger or a takeover, the size of the business will grow virtually overnight. Bringing together two organizations in the same industry creates one much larger one in one foul swoop. With organic growth, the growth is more piecemeal. We're adding new products to our portfolio over time. We're targeting new markets over time. We're swelling the sales of the products we sell over time, but it's slower and it takes longer. And yes, that's less risky, but for a firm that might be under pressure from its shareholders, it might be too long a time period over which to grow. We've also got the possibility that there's not the same potential for economies of scale. With a merger or takeover, you bring two businesses together, the potential for the purchasing economies of scale might be doubled in one effort. With slower growth, the staggered increase of economies of scale gets spread over time. So it might be another factor that deters some businesses from wanting to grow in this way. And we've also got the problem that if we're growing organically and it's less risky, but it's slower and it's taking place over a longer period of time, we've got to be mindful of what our rivals in the marketplace are up to. Because what if two of our greatest rivals decide, rather than to expand organically, they're going to merge together? Suddenly now we're plodding our way through the marketplace and we're growing and we're doing it in an organic fashion and it's less risky. But now our two biggest rivals have boom collided and created a much larger organization. We might have taken ourselves from being a very competitive business in this marketplace. And because of our decision to expand organically rather than inorganically, we might now find that we are a smaller organization in this industry than the newly merged competitor that we are now facing. So because of that fear of what rivals might do and whether they might use inorganic growth and grow quite rapidly, it can be something that deters some organizations from pursuing organic growth as their preferred method of expanding the business. So there's inorganic growth as a topic for you. Really important to know the advantages and limitations of it compared to mergers and takeovers in case we are asked to pitch the two ideas against each other in an essay. As always, we hope your revision's going well. Thank you very much for everyone that's subscribing, and we will see you soon for some more tutorials. Keep on taking the biz.